Hello everyone, welcome back to the KMT Traders channel. This is the full market analysis volume 40. So heading into Christmas week, the final 2 weeks of December. Again, it's been an eventful year, a lot of things just coming out of the blue. There was a lot of learning curves to be learned this year, and yeah, we'll see exactly how it all plays out for next year. I know there's going to be a lot of opportunities equally. There is a lot of things that we can move forward from and take a step up from into next year. Okay, so I'm going to do again just the analysis, and what we've been looking out for this week is we're noticing now there's a lot of slowed momentum into the markets as we're coming down to the Christmas holidays and also New Year. Banks obviously take a lot of time off, and there is less liquidity in the market. That doesn't mean that we should be taking those holidays off. There is a lot of time that you can use to prepare well for the next year and January. Really utilize this time to get ahead of everyone. In my personal opinion, that's what I'll be doing. But yeah, so for now, this week has been a slow one. I am expecting next week to be just as slow, but just as usual, I will provide just a rundown of where things are going and what I think could happen in the next few days or so. So, without further ado, we are going to cover gold and USD JPY tomorrow, and we'll begin with Euro USD. So, like usual, we are going to leave our previous analysis on just to show you where our thoughts were from our prior analysis from last week. So, we are looking at a push to the upside. We did manage to find a small drop, but we failed to find any support at 1.2 or to even get a test into this level. So I still think that price is still pushing higher than expected. So in the long run, possibly I don't think we could get this next week. If I'm being honest, I think it's going to take quite a bit of time, but I am expecting price to come and test this level at some point in this month or possibly in the new year. So essentially, I'll just be waiting for that drop off into the market. And ideally, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to counter trade, or if you want to, look for those buys again, I'll be looking for that buying opportunity, and watching that push go higher. So if we look to our next pair, NZD USD, similar situation again here. We are looking at still that drop in the market again, but obviously we've still managed to push higher. There's no problem in that. Again, there's just extra, price moves towards the upside, and again, I'm just ultimately waiting for this drop. So I think it's wise to just wait for that big drop into the market rather than guessing exactly where the 618 fib is for the time being, because as we do look out for is just that retracement to come into that 618. So roughly where that yellow highlighted spot is right now, that's ideally where we could be looking at. But again, just waiting for that drop into the market, and then we could head back up. Same with AUD USD. I am looking for that drop again. So there is a slight confluence all coming together. So if we extend that trend line and get rid of our 618 box, as we see in price, consistently making its way towards the upside. It's slowing down, and again, I'm pretty much just waiting for again that drop into the market. So the higher it goes, there's more trading potential for it to drop. So it's looking quite healthy, 400 odd pips, and then again the upside opportunity would be to take out that high. So that's what I'll be personally looking out for. USD JPY will cover tomorrow. CAD JPY, again, we can see how price is slowly stepping up. I am looking out for price moves towards the upside, potentially to this zone just underneath 85.0. As you know, pretty much what's happening is we broke out of this wedge, seen price make its push to the upside, so there is strength into this market, and I think that as long as we stay above this prior low here, the higher low, we should be in this continuation to push higher. So yeah, there'll be some good moves in the long run for CAD JPY. I am quite bullish on this now. And yeah, we'll pretty much see how this all plays out in the up and coming year. UJ, we actually did take a trade on this week. We managed to catch the drop off here, but there was a lot of liquidity pumping back up into this pair. So I think that there is a drop still pending. Exactly where, I'm not entirely too sure, but I know I'm not going to look out for a retest on this trend line anymore because of this continuation up to the upside. But I am looking for a potential move to the downside. Whether it is into this zone, I'm entirely not too sure, but I know that we're going to have a drop soon, just prior to this huge move to the upside, and there's a lot of stalling in momentum here, so we could get a drop off early in the week and then have that push higher up. So I'm looking for something like that, and just staying and respecting this higher time frame channel. This should be perfectly fine. Looking at NZD JPY, there it is. If we have a look at what's been happening, yeah, we are pretty much still pushing higher. I am still waiting for that move to the downside. We can see here we're almost creating an hour consolidation zone. So in this blue area, we could be looking out for a break to either the upside or to the downside. Preferably, I want to see price make its way to the downside. But I think we could get some sort of manipulation where we get price to push up and then we have that push down. I'm going to get rid of this box again because that is the 618. So ideally, we're just waiting for something like that to happen, or if we can get that push to the downside through the week, that will still be perfectly valid. So something I'll be watching out for those two routes. If we take a look at the last three pairs now for this video, so AED, JPY. Again, I am pretty much waiting for this drop into the market. If we pretty much extend this out and if we get rid of this zone, we can see how price is, very wicky, if that makes sense. So it's very, there's a lot of wicks come into play here. There's lowered volume. I could suggest that we could be pushing lower just by looking at that, and good indicators if we take a look at the RSI, because by looking at this we could have a good possibility of divergence, and yes, we actually do. We can see how the peaks in the market are formulating here, so we can see how there is the peaks are higher in the RSI, high to low, but this is high to high, low to high, sorry. So you can see that in a sense coming well. We do also have some divergence creeping in as well from the previous price action. So it's going to take one big hit for price to make its descent to the downside. I could be looking out for this trend line as that break-in bias. And also following that EMA, that could be a nice indicator to see that switch. But again, this is more technical edge, and it's how you trade. So just stick to your own plan. That's what I would suggest. Looking at the last two, so USD Chef, I am waiting for this push in the market towards the upside. Last week we didn't really get that. We still had that strength pushing lower and lower, but can you see how it's not entirely there's less strength as we're making new lows. So that could be a good sign that we could be pushing a lot lower. We could be pushing higher at some point in the market. Ideally, I'm going to be taking a look at this as soon as we get that momentum to kick in. It should be a good clear sign that we are elevating higher. In respect to the downtrend, we can see how price has made that huge push to the downside, but then it slowed down in the sense of momentum. So ideally, I'll be just waiting for that momentum to kick back up into the market, target the 0.9 level or this zone here, and then wait for see how price reacts to that. That'll be the first step really that I want to take ahead for that pair. And then finally USD CAD. If we have a look at that pair, we should I am looking out for an upside move into this pair. We can see we've had some break into the upside right now. That could be a good sign that we are pushing higher now. Ideally, I just want to see how price reacts to this level if we can get into it. Um, It'll be a good indicator of the strength of the market. And if we take a look at the RSI, we can see, it is creeping in now. So yeah, let's just see how this all plays out. I think we could still have a push to the upside. If we get a further move to the downside, don't worry about that. We'll just have to wait further. Again, if price does make it another strength and move to the downside, that move towards the upside should be intact very soon. And again, it really just depends how strong that we can get for a kick back up. But ideally, we're using this here, so we could get a fake out if that could happen. So a good indicator is to just judge how price reacts to the trend line here. If we get some strength and break out, we could see price battle and push to 1.31. But if we see, a break to the upside and then an instant drop back in, we could expect, or we can assume that price is going to head down. Sorry, head down and take out 1.265 and progressively push even lower. And then we're just going to be waiting for that next pump into the market. But again, this is all very long-term thinking. I guess with all of the pairs right now, I don't believe that we could see any moves, any necessary big moves anytime soon. I think January will be the start of all the big new moves, and it's going to be a good time to trade. Yeah, so I think, whilst we're in December, like I said at the start of the video, it is wise to take your time and refine your craft, learn anything from this year. Just think about what went well, what went possibly bad in your eyes, but how you overcame it. And it's really much a mindset period of how your year went, what you could have done better. What's your thoughts on your system? Could you have done anything in particular better? Is there any room for improvement? Think about those goals for next year. What's your targets? And think about even looking into other avenues in such as health aspect. And because there is a lot of psychology that goes into trading, and I know it does get stressful. So maybe it's perhaps learning how to deal with stress and handle pressure. And that's an ongoing thing just as much as learning to trade. So don't ever forget about your health as well, because that's obviously a very big thing. If you don't have your health, remember trading is very much pointless. You're clicking a button at the end of the day. And for those who are trying to make this as a living, you need to make sure that you treat your health as much as you're trading. So that's what I will be looking into for next year. Again, it's going to be a big shift, big mental focus change for everything. Definitely, it's going to be more improved. I think I'll re-look into this topic again, just to remind you each week in the full market analysis at the end. But yeah, definitely make sure you're focused, because next year, is your year, because I'm here to help you. I'm here to not only provide value in our videos, but to give you directional biases, which is very key. Again, we do make mistakes, so don't get me wrong, we do have our moments, and but again, I do hope that majority of our ideas work. And over the last few months, I've seen my personal growth grow tremendously. And I can only expect next year to be much more better for myself, and essentially for yourself it will be even more greater. So again, I do appreciate those who have been watching us throughout this whole year, and who has recently joined us. It's no point. This channel is very small. As of now, it's at 1,800 subscribers, so I'm actually really surprised that we've managed to grow very fast. In my opinion, next year, we could be seeing much more people come into Forex, and that's always a good thing, because it gives more perspective into the markets, more ideas, more ways to trade. there's always new concepts being built every year. This industry is you've only just begun in my eyes. So those who are masters at it, who are beginners at it, or intermediate level, I think that we're all in the same boat, and there is no competition apart from the market makers ourselves. And there's a just work with people. That's all I can say. So guys, I thank you all for watching this video. Bit of a motivational rant. I didn't even expect it, but yeah, this year has been a good one, and I will talk about this next week. I am going to be doing the full market analysis on next week, and also following into January, because I am very excited for this year, for the next year, 2021. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. But yeah, I'll be here. Don't worry about that. Daily videos, analysis, anything. And yeah, guys. So really do appreciate your time for watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comment section below. Give this video a like if you did, and of course, if you have any other questions you'd like to ask me, I'm more than happy to answer them. Contact us through our Instagram or our Telegram. Again, I'm more than happy to help you guys. So thank you very much for listening, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.